you know, I thought, what better opportunity than to shoot some content on this? People that ask, you know, why I'm not shooting content, well, here's some content. Again, I'm a user of these machines, and in using these machines, that's the content you're going to get. So I thought I would shoot this one. That has to do with anyone who has a vertical shaker. So I have the UNINET 6000. This is the 24-inch UNINET 6000. But I'm also one of the first people to have the vertical shaker after it was demoed out. Not the first one to ever have it. I didn't create it or invent it before anyone gets in their feelings. Don't get your panties up and your booty cracky. I got the vertical shaker. What I like to do is I do like to test things out. And one of the things I test out is powders, to find the right powder. So occasionally, probably every couple of weeks or something, I make sure that I get in here. If you have a vertical shaker, it'll make some sense to you. Even if you don't, even if you have the long, big old flatbed version of it, this is something you should also do as well when you're putting powder in there, because a lot of powder can get stuck in the shaker area, right? So obviously mine has this big old front end. I unscrew it, take this part out. You'll see that it has this little neck down there that catches, or the screen that catches all this powder. But over there, you see all the powder that gets stuck on the little walls of this machine. Same thing with the big old horizontal, whatever you want to call that shaker. Get that powder stuck in there. I don't like to leave that old residue in there, so I will get in here. I'll take this whole cover off, and I'll take this screen off as well, and I clean off any excess powder, remove any old powder. I do not like to have my powder sit for a long time. It's not a good idea. So I recommend that if that is you, make sure you clean those powders out. It doesn't cost but a few dollars to get another bag of powder. So if you're having to clean this out, there's a lot of powder in there, you're like, I don't want to waste that powder. Waste that powder. It'll protect your machine, your transfers, the next set of transfers, they'll be super, super, super clean. Also be very careful. Don't just buy powder everywhere. I am the prime example of, you know, sometimes I just got to F around and find out. Well, I effed around and found out recently. I got some powder. We do have our own powder coming in, but I got some powder from a homie who got it from China, and it was great powder, but it has like this, it's like they mixed it with something like a gold or something. Not that there's gold powder, there was something in the powder, and it still sticks well. Great stuff. I don't like to see that. I don't want to be sitting there looking at the back of my transfer. I'm like, how do I explain that this is gold and this is white? And like, that's not cool. So what I am doing, that's one of the reasons, aside from me having to clean it before I start my day off, it's one of the reasons I'm taking all that powder out of this machine and putting new powder in, because I have our own powder. So I highly recommend at least a couple times a week, get in there, do a full cleanup, not just your machine, right? But get in here and clean your shaker and your oven. It's super, super, super important. Again, your transfer comes out good, it adheres properly, and that no customer questions you about your powder. Aside from cleaning this guy right here, I think I've done a video on this before. I'll tell you what else I do too. I do this every single Sunday, but I get in here, like today, I'll probably do it ahead. I didn't get to do it yesterday. I've been a little down and out, sick. But I get in here, I'll clean all this, right? I do not like to see that from my week's work. So I'll get in there, I'll give it a real good clean. You won't even notice that stuff is there. Just want to make sure you're cleaning your printer, cleaning everything around it. Have a clean setting to start your morning off with. On top of that, it's just maintenance. It's proper maintenance. Make sure you're cleaning the heads properly. Sometimes I'll get in here as well where I'm changing out, you know, some inks. So I'll flush these things out occasionally. I want to make sure that my inks are always clean. Maybe I'm a little OCD, but I want to make sure that my stuff is always on point. This is from the week, believe it or not, right? Or you know, maybe a little over a week or so. But I make sure it's always clean. The cleaner your machine, the better your prints are going to be, the better your machines are going to act, and the better you'll feel when you walk into an environment such as your office or wherever it could be your home office. When you walk in, you're like, man, I'm ready to go. My machines are clean. And anyway, that's the maintenance of this guy right here. Maybe I'll do some videos on how to bring this thing back to life when it goes down on you. That's if you have a vertical shaker. If you have a vertical shaker oven, like I do, and you want them kind of videos, that content, let me know. I'll do some of those for you. Some other stuff that I do to maintenance, how I've repaired it when it went down. There's a lot of moving parts in this guy. Let me show you. Obviously, this is the side where our powder goes in. This is going to suck that powder up, keep it going automatically. Right, there's that side. But occasionally, other side, move with me. Walk with me. This guy down here. These are a lot of moving parts, bro. a lot. And when these things go down, such as this guy back here, it's a problem. So I'll do some stuff, maybe show you guys how to, like I said, bring it back to life should something go down. But there's a lot of moving parts to these, you know, these shaker ovens. So, any hoot, that's him. Like I said, this is coming off, and down there, got all that excess powder. Get rid of that stuff. Put some new bags of powder in there. Be ready to go. Once again, guys, I use the 24-inch UNINET 6000. This thing is a monster. It is a beauty. It gives me great quality. And look, with any DTF printer, it has its issues sometimes. But when you get into a DTF printer, understand that you are going to become the IT tech for yourself, the maintenance man. You're going to become everything that machine needs in order to keep it functioning. Because sometimes you don't have any help. There's no one to call. I've said this a million times before. I even hear other people using that line now too. Yes, you do become the IT and everything that this machine requires in order to keep it running. You are that person. You are your own go-to. So anyhow, that's my spiel of the day. Keep them guys clean. Not the McDonald's breakfast. These guys, keep those guys clean. Appreciate y'all. Let's go.